There's a quiet push underway that's changing how you prove you are who you say you are, from something that lives in your physical wallet to something like this. It's called a digital ID. The promise is convenience, security, and identity for the modern age right on your phone. Most people don't know that this is happening or understand it, but privacy experts are calling for states to slam the brakes before it's too late.
There's a real potential here for this to become a tracking infrastructure that allows the government to track us or allows companies to track us. What we're trying to do, which is raise the alarm, start yelling and screaming about this and saying, like, look, we're building something that's very dangerous here for civil liberties.
In this video, we are going to clear up any confusion. I'll explain what these new IDs actually are, where you can and can't use them, and what you need to know about privacy before you sign up. So what's the purpose of something like a digital ID? Well, proponents say it is all about convenience and security.
There's all kinds of risk and fraud getting worse all the time, every day, by the fact that there's AI generated documents, and I could generate one printed out, use it in these flows, and sign up for a bank account. So that's increasing the need of business to move towards something more definitive, more deterministic. Let's check cryptographic signatures on something. What's the way you do that? Then, mobile driver's license gives you the option to do that.
And as the digital ID landscape matures, users could be pulling it out on a regular basis for day-to-day things.
Healthcare enrollment for like check-in at a medical facility, online alcohol purchase and delivery, bank account opening using on the same device. So I'm going to use the app and the MDL on the same device to open a bank account securely. As
a data reporter for government technology, I wanted to know how many people are actually using these programs. That's where things get tricky because there's not a national count. I had to get numbers from each of the states to compile my own list. My reporting found that at least 4.5 million people now have a mobile driver's license. But what does that number actually mean? It means that for every 100 drivers who are eligible to get one, only about 7 have. So the real question is, why are so few people opting in?
This is a chicken and egg problem. You need more people to adopt it. People need more places to use it before they know about it and they're going to adopt it. How do you get to this critical mass point where we can all gain the efficiencies of this, whether it's convenience or accuracy? At what point does that kind of catch? And I think there's certainly people in the industry are like, wow, this is taking a little longer than we thought. And it highlights the fact that there's definitely more education needed, and we need some more relying parties, that'll use readers to accept an MDL. We need some more of them to jump on board.
So what do you really need to know before you sign up for one of these programs? That's where the story shifts from convenience to privacy. Recently, a coalition of digital surveillance privacy watchdogs, including the ACLU, signed an open letter with a warning. I asked Jay Stanley from the ACLU to explain their biggest concern.
We're seeing that the version that's being pushed in the states, some of them will allow the states to ping the government every time you show your ID to, a doctor's office, a liquor store, a bar, and a website, maybe an adult website, maybe another website. And all that data would flow to the government. This is not a way to design a digital ID system if we're going to have a digital ID system.
The ACLU worries time is running out to make sure the right privacy protections are in place before it's too late.
We need to get lots more states on board this demand for good privacy and accessibility protections. Otherwise, this will become a bandwagon. At a certain point, all the states are going to have to be interoperable. And there's going to have to be a standard. And we don't want to get locked into an authoritarian government and corporate, spying mechanism for potentially, generations, because, it's going to be very hard to change this once it gets locked in.
So beyond the privacy risk, what does this shift from physical to digital identity really mean for the average everyday person? For some, it could be a gateway to a better life. I spoke with a disability advocate who says for people who struggle to get or hold on to a physical ID card, this technology has incredible potential.
I think that having the mobile IDs in general, quite frankly, is a really positive step forward. We see a lot folks that have trouble. Either, you lose your ID, and getting another one requires transportation, requires money, may require, who knows, depending if it's expired or not, you might need a proof of address. Maybe you don't have an address. These are all things I've seen come up as barriers.
But here's the thing, that potential is running into some major barriers. The first barrier is the assumption that every person has one of these, a smartphone, and that they're the only one that's using it. When we talked to the head of IT for the state of Colorado at a recent conference of state IT leaders, he revealed 16% of people who use their My Colorado app share their device with someone else. While the state's app allows multiple users, that is not the case with MDLs.
The MDLs are not built that same way, and that's where the market's going. So mobile driver's licenses, I think we're going to have to create the same thing in Colorado. I would be surprised if other states don't have to do it as well, to figure out how are people going to be able to share devices and still get to all the services they want.
So where does this all lead? Industry experts say this is about to become a major topic of conversation.
I would say that by the end of next year, you'd be like, oh, people will be talking about it. It's more of a, it's a thing. So that's another 18 months or so, right? And it's going to be common dinner table conversation.
To stay up to date on digital identity and mobile driver's licenses, subscribe to our channel and check out the links in our description.